Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2. Gonna go ahead and start up this replay. Here we have a couple Hellions once again trying to run in, able to torch down one of those Hydralisks fairly easily, running off to that high ground, and then realizing that there's an Overlord there, so it's not gonna really get that much of a bonus. Hydralisk able to shoot down that last Hellion, but still those Hellions act with that Infernal Igniter, able to deal a lot of damage towards those units. Hellions continue to come in, try to deal a lot of damage. One of those Hellions getting taken down fairly easily, doing the scanner sweep, making sure that there's no additional units to really worry about, taking down more drones, but still Lucifron focusing too much on drone kills, and Zerg is just able to continue to replenish these drones so easily. Taking a look, Dimaga sitting at 28 Harvesters still after even losing all those units. Taking a look, we have what, Marines and Marauders, Marines and Hellions with a single medevac in the air. What we have 4 Marines sitting over here while and Dimaga has this Overseer, and I don't know why that Overseer is not getting shot down by those 4 Marines. Perhaps it's able to scuttle away anyways. Taking a look, once again we have more Hellions coming in, a lot of harassment against Dimaga. Taking a look at the army sizes, Lucifron sitting at 2,000 against 1,500 against Dimaga. So taking a look at the upgrades, we have level 1 upgrades for range and level 1 upgrades for armor. Hydralisks once again repositioning themselves. Hellions trying to move into position, but a couple of Zerglings need to get toasted down in order to really, for those Hellions to really sneak by, and really unable to sneak by. 2 of those Spine Crawlers able to just force that attack back. No siege tech yet, still producing more Hellions. I don't really agree with this, and in fact sitting on 1,600 gas, also getting an additional reactor, so that means even more Hellions. Starport trying to get additional medevacs, perhaps. Medevac sitting over here, and it doesn't look like Lucifron really has a set strategy in order to try to combat Zerg at this stage in the game. He's been trying to deal a lot of damage, and although it looks like he has done a lot, the game is still fairly even. So Lucifron's probably getting tired at this stage. Down goes one of those Overlords, another Overlord going to get taken down, and in comes these Marines to try to fight back against those Spine Crawlers. Marines able to shoot down these Spine Crawlers fairly easily as there's a medevac in the air trying to heal up the rest of these units. In comes this fighting force. Hellions in that front ground trying to take down some of those Hydralisks, but those Hydralisks are going to be able to just clean up the rest of this army here. So down, Hydralisks taking these units down. Marines not a good counter towards Hydralisks anymore, as the Hydralisks are in fact light units. Hellions once again trying to come back in, trying to toast more of those Hydralisks. Another Hydralisk getting taken down, but those Hydralisks aren't really getting the amount of splash damage they need in order to be fairly effective, as they have a slower attack rate against those Hydralisks, and also less range. Taking a look, more units still trying to be pushed around. Still seeing more Hellions. I do not see a single siege tank. I do not see a single Raven yet, as he's already sitting on 2,000 gas. Ravens are a must against Zerg. That's one of the reasons why you go Hellions, in order to be able to open up yourself to get more gas, in order to get some auto turrets, in order to position yourself even better. Don't quite understand why Dimaga is not truly going for this strategy. Single medevac, more Marines. Marines have that armor upgrade, and that's it. No weapons upgrade. Taking a look, getting the stim pack upgrade finally, but still no combat shield upgrade, and now getting an additional starport. Finally getting a tech lab for perhaps Ravens or Banshees, but Banshees are still not a good choice against the number of Hydralisks that he's going to be facing, and they're already at tier 2. Taking a look, now getting a fusion core, so fusion core definitely means either Ravens or battle cruisers. I'm assuming it is going to be Ravens, as he's so gas intensive, and there it is. We have our first Raven being produced by Lucifron. Triple, now also finally getting those siege tanks. Lucifron needs to make up for some lost time, cannot lose any of these units needlessly, as those Hellions trying to push back or pull away from that whole entire fight. Perhaps a couple SCVs on auto repair would also be a good choice, as these Hellions are the main source of damage in this Terran army. Command center now being put down, more supply depots being dropped in position. Has a single Overlord there. Marines did not see that there is an Overlord there. A little bit of a shame. And now once again trying to take this high yield mineral. So Lucifron finally changing up his strategy a little bit more, and trying to perhaps push out. In comes this Overlord, and Overlord now trying to move away, and for some reason it looks like my screen's lagging. There it goes, okay. For a short while it really looked like my screen was really lagging really badly. 4 Spine Crawlers. So 4 Spine Crawlers in position to really fight back any additional attacks. We need we now have a single siege tank as well, and these Hellions trying to run back around, perhaps trying to take down these Hydralisks, and in comes these Hydralisks, so Hellions going to try to fight back against these Hydralisks. Really, really bad position. A large number of Hydralisks now coming in. Lucifron not seeing this, now finally moving his units over. We'll see if that's really going to be enough, as those Hydralisks perhaps are going to try to get into the smoke and try to fight back here. Hellions getting into position. Siege tanks not sieged yet. No siege tech research, as those Hellions trying to come in, trying to toast the rest of these units. Hydralisks in decent position, able to fight back. More Hydralisks coming through, and just a mass number of Hydralisks countering the Lucifron's army at this stage. Wow. Alright, so Hydralisks now able to push back against this army. No siege tech, and really just a really poor planning, as the rest of those Hydralisks are going to get taken down. Hydralisks now trying to come in, perhaps trying to get a little bit better position. Hydralisks shooting down the rest of those Marines. Siege tanks trying to fight back, but those siege tanks are not going to deal that much damage towards those Hydralisks, as they only deals a bonus versus armored, and quickly those Hydralisks are going to be able to just clean up the rest of this army, as Hydralisks now coming off into this position. Lucifron had the game at several points, didn't change up his tech, didn't go for those Banshees or those Ravens early enough, and Lucifron loses game 1 in this best of 3 matchup. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening.